Good afternoon, Saline Hornets. My name is Patrick Hanovan, and I'm here with Nathan Stearns bringing you Saline varsity basketball. Today we're brought to you facing off against the Belleville Tigers. Nathan, what do you think about this game today?
Well, Saline's coming off a tough opening season loss against Chelsea, 36-25, and Belleville frankly dominated Ipsy in their opening at their season opener, so it's going to be interesting to see how the Hornets deal with Belleville's athleticism and size.
I think it'll be a great game to watch. Now, after the national anthem's played, we're waiting for the starters to enter the court.
Saline actually graduated 4 starters last year, and Asia Lindsay's actually the only returning starter at point guard, so it's going to be interesting to see how these new starters continue to gel.
A relatively young team. I think it'll be a very exciting game.
Senior, number 1, Janessa Franklin.
Belleville starts, Janessa Franklin.
Junior, number 12, Ariana Kraut.
With Ariana Kraut coming in next.
Senior, number 20, Grayson Grant.
With Grayson Grant coming in as a senior.
Senior, number 23, Robin Sloan.
With Robin Sloan, number 23, is a senior coming in for Belleville as well.
Senior, number 30, Caitlin Sherwood.
And Belleville's final starter is Caitlin Sherwood, number 30, also a senior. And now for Saline's.
Now for your Hornets. Senior, number 10, Asia Lindsay.
And actually, Asia Lindsay, as we just said, is the only returning starter, so she's being looked on for a role of leadership in this game.
Kelsey Alexander stepping in as the second starter for Saline.
Number 30,
Nicole Sweetland is our third starter.
and guard, freshman number 33, Ella Stemmer.
And a freshman stepping in on the starting 5, Ella Stemmer.
And forward, number 45, senior, Brooke Bauer.
And Brooke Bauer steps in as Saline's final starter of the
Belleville
match.
is led by the head coach, Mariah Gordon. Your Hornets are led by coach, Leanne Ryan, assisted by Nikki Gubby. Tonight's officials.
As we wait for the players to step in for the tip-off, what do you think are your final thoughts on the start of this game?
I think it's extremely interesting to see how, with Coach Waltz resigning, how Coach Ream, her coaching philosophies, her coaching, whatever, she's only been around for 1 game, so it's going to be really interesting to see how her new systems play up against a very good Belleville team.
Absolutely, it'll be very exciting to see. Looks like we have number 23 for Belleville stepping in to take the tip-off. That's Robin Sloan. And number 45 for Saline, Brooke Bauer.
is taking the.
And the tip. Bauer seems to get it, but Saline ends up in possession. Whistle is blown.
It's like the jump ball will be redone.
Once again, Saline wins it this time, passing it on down. Number 15 takes her on the side, puts it up, does not stick this.
Kelsey Alexander on the shot there had a good look, but just couldn't get it to fall. Good ball movement early for the Hornets, as Lindsay was able to get her down low in a good spot.
Janessa Franklin has the ball for Belleville right now at the top, sending it to the corner to Sherwood. Sends it up and catches her own rebound, but Saline ends up with the ball.
Alexander's able to corral the rebound, and she gives it back down to Lindsay.
Lindsay sends it to the corner. Brooke Bauer sends it up, does not connect. Lindsay gets the ball again with a hard drive in, still does not connect.
Tie ball, Bauer was briefly trying to get the ball, but Belleville regains possession and takes it up the court.
Franklin goes in for the layup, misses, and the Saline ball once again. Lindsay at the top of the key.
It's like Belleville's employing the 2-3 zone here to try and throw Saline off guard.
Ball goes out on Saline, it will be Belleville's ball.
See a lot of the 2-3 zone done at the college level, so it's quite interesting to see this being done at a high school girls varsity basketball game.
Janessa Franklin at the play call, drives it down, passes it off to Sherwood. Sherwood with the hard drive, puts it up, gets her own rebound, and sinks it for the first points of the game. Belleville leads 2-0. Lindsay from Saline. To Stemmer.
Stemmer back out to Lindsay. And Lindsay's pass is deflected, and Belleville regains possession.
Franklin, the outside. Rebound caught by Belleville and tipped out. It'll be Belleville's ball. Franklin passes it in. To the top of the key. Grantham.
Grantham now with the
Cut
ball,
off
but Lindsay steals.
Drives it to the net.
And Lindsay
Six
gets it to score. It's a tie basketball game.
Belleville with the ball. Franklin taking it down midcourt. Sends it out to Sherwood. Sherwood to Sloan. Puts it up in the layup. Saline rebounds it.
Very impressive spin move there to get a good shot. Just couldn't get it to fall. Good defense, though, by Bauer to stay with her.
Lindsay with the drive. And Belleville gets the rebound, taking it back down the court. Goes in for the layup.
Graham lost possession briefly there, but it's going to stay at this end of the court with Belleville.
Duncan puts the shot up and gets rebounded by Saline.
Lindsay with the rebound there.
Slowing it down as she comes down the court. To Stemmer, to the outside. Sweetland.
Bauer now. Bauer looks, she drives, and she can't get it to fall.
Grantham driving it down the court for Belleville. Drives it straight to the net, puts it up.
Oh, and
and
she
it's
cannot get it to fall.
Belleville still gets back. The wide shot from outside. Franklin misses again.
Belleville chases down the long rebound. Grantham now. Drives, and she gets it to fall.
Seems to be a little confusing on the Saline side.
And we're halfway through the first quarter with a score of Belleville 4 and Saline 2.
Lindsay with the ball. Passes over to Stemmer.
And Stemmer turns it over, and Belleville's got a breakaway.
A wide open net.
She scores. Janessa Franklin.
Score standing at 6-2. Belleville leads.
30-second timeout, Hornets.
And Coach Ream calls the first time out of the night to try to get the young Hornets back in the game.
It's been an active possession game. Belleville seems to be getting the rebounds and maybe holding the possession for most of the game.
Well, and they're getting good shots, too, and I think that's the big part of it. And they're chasing down rebounds of the young Saline team. Just struggling a little bit in terms of communication and who gets what.
Controlling rebounds is really the name of the game here, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. If you can get rebounds, especially in high school girls basketball, a lot of times they're not extremely high-scoring, 50, 60, 70-point games. So the more possessions you can get, like any basketball league, the more possessions you can get, obviously, the better chance you have of winning.
Absolutely. We're stepping back in after the timeout. Saline will have the ball.
And Madeline Welch comes in now, her first minutes of the game, and she is going to inbound the pass to Asia Lindsay.
All right.
Aaron
Lindsay.
Riley is also in the game.
Lindsay down the court. Pass block, kicked away. Saline's ball.
Kick ball will stay with Saline.
Lindsay takes it. Back to Sweetland. To the inside.
Stammer, hard foul. Good job driving to the net. Got her lady up in the air, and now she will go to the line to shoot two. Foul is called on Gianna Price.
Stemmer's first shot. And it's no good.
Angle is good, just a little bit short.
These type of shots are really valuable. You see a lot of great college teams fall because they can't make their free throws. Second shot. And she sinks it.
Back to a one-possession game now.
Belleville races it down the court. Sherwood drives it all the way to the basket. And then hit out of bounds by Saline. Ball will stay.
Good jostling for the rebound. It appears early that Belleville's just having a little bit more luck, as even when the ball is batted out of bounds, they seem to retain possession every time.
Absolutely. Sherwood passes it in. Back to Sherwood. The top of the key. Shot from outside the rim.
No good. And Stemmer's able to corral the rebound.
Stemmer drives it deep. Passes it
Gives
up.
it to Riley in the corner. And another turnover for the Hornets.
Sherwood once again. Down to the bottom. Grantham. To the top to Sherwood. Sherwood looks for the drive. Grantham with the shot outside the rim. Back off the rim. And it's stolen away by Belleville once again. Whistle is blown. And Belleville will get two here. Nope. My apologies, Belleville's ball. Passes it in, 23. To the top. Stolen away by Stemmer, driving down the court. And blocked down by Sherwood.
Saline already now has quite a few turnovers as that Belleville press is really making it hard for them to get in their offensive gear.
Score is still stuck at 6-3 with Belleville leading. Even though with these turnovers, they seem to be holding on to the same score. And it goes.
Riley gets it a fall. Good drive by Aaron Riley.
Franklin with the ball. Sends it over to Grantham.
Aaron Riley's older sisters actually played field hockey here at Saline, and they were both very good athletes. So she's obviously got a very good lineage in terms of playing sports.
Back to Franklin. Pass and 10 for Grantham.
3-second called on Belleville, and Saline will retain possession, being down by only one.
Got 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Lindsay takes it down. Hard pass. To Riley.
Welch now with possession.
Back to Bauer. Now outside to Franklin, or Lindsay. Sorry about that. And to Riley. Lindsay looking for options.
Travel called on Lindsay. That 2-3 zone continually throwing off the Hornets' offensive game.
Pass goes into. Oh, whistle blown.
Leah Lawson checks it now for the Hornets.
Franklin from Belleville taking the ball down the court now. She's being guarded by Sekarek. Flank with the drive inside. Looking for options.
Good defense
Pressure.
by Sekarek.
Nice hand on the ball there.
And she's able to corral it back out to Lawson. Over and back, though, called on Saline. Belleville will retain possession. Despite Belleville being able to gain many more rebounds than the Hornets, Saline's doing a good job of staying in the game and playing tough defense and making every shot harder for Belleville. Foul away from the ball. Looks like Raven Grantham and Welch will both be called for fouls. And Kelsey Alexander checks back into the game now.
All right, once again, Franklin with the
Sekarek
ball
continuing to guarding point.
for the options. Sherwood to her right, but guarded well. She passes to Sherwood. With the drive, well guarded. Inside. Pass to the corner, back to the top of Franklin. Franklin puts it up, catches the rim. Sherwood gets the rebound, puts it up once again. And Saline gets the rebound, sending it back down the court.
Not this time, though. Stemmer's able to corral the possession, and she's trying to drive, get a good shot, and it will not go.
Saline gets the
Ball
rebound
tipped
once
around,
again.
though. Saline gets the rebound, but Belleville is able to force a tough shot and regain possession. Grantham now takes it back up to point, and Grantham with a wide open shot cannot get it to fall, however.
Two Belleville players get tied up and are down in the court. Saline has the man advantage down the court. Shot put up by 50.
Leah Lawson not able to get it to fall, but that's Sekarak.
Taking it down by Grantham.
She cannot get it to fall either.
And passes it off to Sherwood.
And Belleville's going to try and play for the last possession of the quarters. We are under 15 here.
They're really slowing down the pace, making sure they can get a nice shot in the final seconds of the quarter. Franklin at the top. Pass with the shot put up off the backboard. And that brings us to the end of our first quarter. So far, it's a 6-5 game with Belleville leading.
This has the makings of a tough defensive game. Looks like points are going to be at a premium. So whenever you get to the line or whenever you get a rebound, you got to be able to score, because that could very well be the difference between winning and losing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Saline's real problem here is the turnovers. They really got to fix that in the next half.
Well, they have to do that, and they have to be able to corral the rebounds. I mean, obviously, you know, you can't control some of the tipped balls and whatever, but whenever a ball, whether a ball be airballed or whatever, they're just kind of finger tipping it, so to speak. They're not able to get both hands on it and corral the ball. A lot of them being able to get hands on it, but they're not being able to corral the possessions.
Absolutely. So what's the next strive for Saline aside from the turnovers that they need to work for?
I think that 2-3 zone at Belleville is really throwing them off. I think Saline wants to play more fast-paced, but I think that 2-3 zone is really tripping them up, and obviously with a young team, when you have two girls in your face, it can be very hard to try and find someone open.
Absolutely. All right.
If they can figure out the 2-3 zone and they can corral more rebounds, obviously it's a one-point game. They have a very good shot at coming out here with the first win of the year.
That'll be a very big win, especially. All right. We'll start with the ball in the second quarter.
And Adriana Krautz inbounding the ball now to Franklin.
Franklin drives down. Passes to Sherwood. Sherwood's heavily guarded. Drives it inside. The missed shot. Rebounded once again by Belleville to Sherwood to the top. Another shot. Dances around the rim but does not sink. Saline's ball.
Tough miss for Stone. That ball went in and out.
Sekarak loses
another
the ball
steal
to Sherwood with an easy drive. And she sinks it. Belleville leads 8-5.
Lawson with the inbound now to Lindsay.
Lindsay passes it down to the inside. Bauer puts it up, does not go.
Rebound, however, tipped out. Bauer with 2 rebounds in a row, and she is continually fighting in the paint. Leah Lawson now.
Excellent.
Belleville, though, does gain control.
Sherwood drives down. Off to the corner.
Stone now.
Franklin.
And they give it back out to Franklin on the perimeter.
Looking for options to Sherwood. Tipped away by Saline.
Alexander with the steal. No one's behind her, though.
It's a one-on-one. She puts it up,
And she
sinks
gets
it.
the roll.
Belleville up 8-7. Franklin driving hard down the court. Looking for options. Trips up and the ball is lost.
It's like the foul's going to be on Saline.
Foul goes to Lindsay.
Asia Lindsay with her first foul of the game now. Grantham now to inbound.
To Sherwood.
Back out to Grantham.
Sherwood trying to give her options. Having trouble. Saline's poking.
And Asia Lindsay picks up her second foul here on this possession.
You got to be careful now.
She's going to check out of the game with 2 quick fouls. And she is replaced by Nicole Sweetland, Jr.
All right. Grantham into Sherwood. Looking for options. Franklin. Sherwood looking for the drive to the top with Franklin.
Travel called on Franklin.
That's a big momentum shift for Saline now. They have a possibility of taking the lead.
Obviously, all your concern's got to be on Lindsay picking up 2 quick fouls with more than half the game to go, especially with her being the senior and her being the leader that she is. The young Hornets are going to have to find someone else to step up and make a big basket.
Stemmer and Sekarek pass the ball between each other, looking for options. Drives inside, puts it up, tipped out. It'll be Belleville's ball.
Alexander cannot get it to fall. She had a chance there, just couldn't get it in. Especially in a game like this, you got to get some of these high leverage shots to fall. Still 8-7 Belleville as we've eclipsed the 6-minute mark here.
Grantham to Franklin, to Sloan, to the inside. Number 21 puts it up, does not fall. Stemmer drives it down the court. Trying to slow down the pace of the game here. Looks for an option. Passes it directly to Belleville. Sherwood has the ball now.
Back out to Grantham.
Grantham drives in, puts it up, does not fall. Saline once again gets a rebound.
Sekarek with the rebound. A good rebound surrounded by 2 Belleville players, and she was able to rip it down.
Stemmer.
Pierce Stemmer's now going to run point with Lindsay out of the game due to 2 fouls. Bauer now being heavily guarded.
Pass to Stemmer.
Almost turned it over.
Sweetland driving down, looking for more options. Stemmer.
Sweetland, they had the ball, now she gives it back to Stemmer.
The Hornets seem to be a bit stationary right now.
They're looking, they want Bauer inside. They've kind of been, now they finally get Bauer inside. Late foul called. That entire possession, they were trying to get it to Bauer inside so that she could drive in. Belleville did a very good job of closing that off, so they were forced to throw it around the perimeter and tried to set something else out.
And Belleville subs in Kraut for Grantham.
Stemmer now for the inbound.
Looking for options to the outside. Puts it up.
And Kelsey Alexander airballs it.
Bauer rebounds it. Almost pushed out of bounds. Tipped out by Belleville. Saline's ball. Stemmer once again for the inbound. Tipped it up and over. Bauer gets the ball. Pass wasn't intended.
Another late foul called. Bauer's doing a good job of making it very tough for Belleville to defend her.
Foul on Tiger number 21, Smith. The line to shoot 2 points. 25.
And now Bauer will go to the line to shoot 2 and possibly give Saline the lead.
This could be huge. First shot falls a bit short.
Saline's 1 for 3 now on the night, shooting free throws. And Aaron Riley checks back out for Kelsey Alexander, and a timeout is called.
Saline's doing a much better job here right now. I'm not seeing nearly as many turnovers as before. And they're actually the ones causing a few turnovers on Belleville. They're playing very aggressively.
They're the ones causing a few turnovers, but I still would like to see a little bit of more offensive flow, especially down on the offensive end. They've been trying to go to Bauer, and they're struggling a little bit, and you can tell that the loss of Asia Lindsay is impacting them a little bit as they're trying to go inside, and they had some lucky rebounds, but they also had some lucky tips back to them. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they continue to adjust.
Absolutely. When they're in the offense, they seem to be frozen down. That's going to be their key.
However, the defense is keeping them in the game. Belleville is also having a very hard time getting high leverage shots, and the high leverage shots that they are getting, they're just not falling. So it appears to be a very low scoring game, and obviously this next free throw by Bauer could be huge to turn the tide of the game.
Well, you know what they say, the best defense, or the best offense is a great defense.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, as the timeout ends, so he's back out on the court. Bauer in for her second shot.
Tell you what, Short and Franklin have not left the court for Belleville this entire game. It appears that those are 2 of Belleville's main players.
Bauer's second shot. And she sinks it, tying it at 8-8. Franklin. Sherwood with the ball.
Sherwood now. being pressed.
Sloan looking for options, cut down by Saline.
Good interception by Riley. She's able to see that all the way.
Sweetland puts it
Sweetland
up
with
from
the ball.
outside. She
Bang!
sinks it from downtown.
Saline up now 11-8.
And another turnover. Saline's ball. Looking for options, slowed it. Driving straight to the net.
And it is blocked.
Sherwood with the ball, driving hard down center court. The outside. Smith. Back to Franklin.
Franklin slowing down possession here. Trying to get Belleville to calm down a little.
To Sherwood with the drive in, layup.
She cannot convert, but there is a foul, and it looks like it's going to be a shooting foul on Aaron Riley. And Sherwood now goes to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Is her shot? And she sinks it. Kelsey Alexander steps in for Saline.
And Grantham and Smith check back in now for the Belleville Tigers.
Sherwood once again. And she's 1 for 2. Riley with the hard drive down the bottom of the court. The inside. She's blocked by Sherwood.
That's quite a few block shots now for Sherwood. She's a monster around the glass tonight.
Sherwood puts it up. I guess we'll get a foul coming somewhere.
Smith was able to corral that rebound and get the shooting foul.
You got to be careful with those fouls now. You're giving the points.
And with 3:20 here, Saline High School, it's Saline 11, Belleville 9, but Belleville has a chance to tie it up if they're able to sink both of these free throws.
Smith's first shot. She sinks it.
Belleville's now 2:03 on the night in free throws.
And she goes 1 for 2. Oh, and it goes out on Belleville. Saline will get the ball.
And Bauer was unable to corral the rebound, but fortunately for her, the ball tipped around and was deflected off of the leg of Grantham.
Stemmer drives down. Guarded by Sherwood. To the outside. Sweetland puts it up. Just wide. Bring it down. Franklin. Pass is missed. Sweetland picks it back up. Looking for options.
Bauer now with possession.
Sweetland.
To Kelsey Alexander. And Alexander takes it home to score.
Score is now 13-10. Saline leads. Flankin drives, being pressed heavily. Tipped off, but Sherwood seems to corral it. Passes off to Franklin.
And Riley almost forced another steal. She's being very tenacious on that side of the ball.
Bravo passes inside.
And that's another shooting foul, and this time it's going to be on Sweetland.
Got to be careful with those shooting fouls.
And Belleville's not exactly getting many shots to fall, but sometimes the best offense is going to the free throw line.
Absolutely. Smith's shot. It does not sink.
And Sekarat comes in for Bauer. Now it's a 30-second timeout now for Belleville.
This has been quite a change of pace compared to the first quarter. What do you think about that?
Then that big three that was made down here at that end really turned the tide of the game. Obviously, both teams were scoring to make points, and a three here and there can really change the tide. But I'm telling you, I'm impressed with how Belleville, the first quarter, Saline struggled in offense and everything, but they were not fouling on defense. But the second quarter, they're really going to have to control the fouls because as young as they are, you don't want to get in foul trouble, especially this early in the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. Team can rise and they can fall by the way they have fouls. Whether it helps them or not, it's up to them.
And Asia Lindsay is still not back out on the court as she has 2 fouls. You might not see her for the rest of the half. Coach Ream has to be encouraged, though, as without the Hornets' senior leader and captain, they've been able to rebound quite well and actually take the lead in her absence.
Smith's second shot. She goes 0 for 2. Saline gets the rebound. Sweetland. Sekarak. Stemmer. Looking for options. Sekarak. Stemmer. Pass inside to Alexander.
And she cannot get that shot to fall.
It'll be Belleville's ball as Saline dribbles it out of bounds.
And Aaron Riley was almost able to corral that rebound, but she was just unable to get it back in possession.
Grantham with the pass in to Franklin.
Franklin being heavily pressed, Saline trying to enforce a different defensive format here.
Wide
Tackle off
pass.
Belleville.
Celine gets the rebound. And sends it once again out of
Oh,
bounds.
Sweetland had it. She was unable to corral, but that was a good play on her part, because to the right, no one was covering the other Belleville player. It would have been an easy layup had they not made that deflection.
Absolutely. Franklin passes it in. The top to Sherwood. Back down to Franklin. To Grantham. Looking for options to Franklin. Grantham at the top. Looking for play calling options, not seeming to have any connection. Sherwood takes it, looks for driving spots. Saline does not seem to be giving her any options at the moment. To Grantham. On the inside.
And
Smith
they go outside for Smith.
nearly loses it. The whistle blown.
And it's called a jump ball. Possession error, I think, is going to stay at this end. Grantham inbound.
Oh,
Foul away from the ball. I believe it's going to go on. Be called on Shayla Smith, actually, of Belleville. Looked like for a second Brooke Bauer got away with a push, but the officials apparently didn't see it that way.
Sweetland passes it in. To Stemmer. Back down to Sweetland. Being heavily guarded by Sherwood. Off to the top to Riley. Back down. Sweetland. Nice shot from outside. Nearly gets it to the sink. Alexander passes it back. Puts it up.
Bowers had her shot blocked. That's about the fourth or fifth shot we've seen blocked by the Belleville defense.
Franklin to Sherwood from a shot outside, and she sinks it. Tying the game with 1 minute remaining in the half.
We are tied 13-all. Boy, this could be a big change of pace here. Belleville's come back from 3 down.
Riley
to tie
drives.
the game.
It's under the rim, passes it out. Stemmer puts it up, and they sink it. Saline leads 15-13 with Belleville's ball. Sherwood drives down hard, unable to control it. And Smith sinks it to tie it at 15-15. Saline will get one more attempt in this half. 15 seconds.
Stemmer's going to hold the ball now, and Saline's going to hope for the last possession of the half.
So we got it'll be Saline's ball. Passing will be from Stemmer. With 8.9 seconds remaining on the clock, this will make a challenging possession for the remainder of the half. Looking for a shot to the outside to Alexander, down to Sweetland. Sweetland looks for options. 5 seconds to the inside. Riley puts it up. Short. Belleville's ball. And that brings an end to the first half.
And this broadcast is actually being brought to you by the live Saline video crew, and you can check us out on salinelive.com. It's amazing that just a high school program such as Saline's can produce such good video quality, and we'll try to bring you most of the home events this winter and spring. So be nice to check us out.
Absolutely, absolutely. With the first half like that, it's been a very exciting game. Looking at the game beforehand, Belleville seemed to be the clear favorite, but currently is a tie game going into the second half. What do you think about that?
I think we've just seen what exactly we thought it'd be. It'd be a slow defensive game. You know, different, different paces, different methods to try and stop. I'm really surprised by how many shots Belleville's blocked. Saline seems to get it, but Belleville seems a really good job of being able to deflect the passes in and out, and they're playing really good defense on both sides.
Absolutely. And with that said, we'll be back for the second half. And we're live with the second half of Saline girls varsity basketball against Belleville. It's been a great first half, where it's currently standing 15-15.
And you gotta get the feeling from this third quarter that whoever controls the third quarter is obviously going to control the pace of the game. Whoever controls the pace of the third quarter could very well walk out of here with the win.
Absolutely, absolutely.
In close games like this, momentum's essential, just like any other sporting event.
The Hornets will start with the ball in the third half, or in the third quarter.
And Asia Lindsay checks back in. She picked up 2 quick fouls in the second quarter, and we have a whistle.
Seems to be an issue with the scoreboard.
Sweetland inbounds it back to Lindsay.
And remember, Lindsay has 2 fouls on them so far. She's got to play careful from here on out. She gets to travel.
She was looking to pass it to her left to Sweetland, who is open out on the perimeter, but the 2-3 defense once again messing up the Hornets' pace.
Grantham passes it in to Franklin, to Sherwood, back to Grantham, and in deep to Kraut.
Bauer with the block on that.
To Grantham, to Sherwood. Looking for options. Inside to Grantham. To the top to Lind. To Sherwood. Grantham. To Franklin. To Grantham. With the shot. And she sinks it. Belleville takes the lead at 17-15.
Now, how will the Hornets respond?
Lindsay passes it down. Puts it up. Sweetland does not get it to sink. Lindsay seems to regain the ball, but is kicked out by Saline. It will be Belleville's ball.
Great effort by Lindsay to keep that ball alive, and as she passed it in, it just went off the heel of Kelsey Alexander, so yet another tough break for the Hornets.
Grantham passes it into Sherwood.
Saline nearly forces a turnover, but they're able to get it out to Franklin.
Franklin to Sloan. To Sherwood again, puts it up. Off the rim. Alexander with the rebound. Passes it back to Lindsay. She takes down the court, slowing down the play. To Stemmer. Puts it up. And it dances around the rim, but does not sink.
In and out. Good shot by Stemmer, but you can't always get him to fall.
Sherwood with Belleville. Looking for options here. To Grantham. With a quick drive inside. Puts it up, but it is blocked by Bauer.
Bauer now actually bringing it up the court, and it's a blocking foul, I believe, on Belleville. Franklin gets called for the foul.
It will be passed in today by Sweetland. To Lindsay. And a missed pass that was intended for Stemmer results in a Belleville possession.
Good bounce pass, just got to corral those.
Saline's looking for a press even in the when they should be playing defensively right now. Goes in to Franklin. Alexander and Lindsay on her. To Sherwood. Off down to Sloan. To Sherwood again, puts it up. And it dances around the rim, but does not go in. Alexander sends it over to Lindsay. Lindsay with the drive.
And she gets the foul called. 2 free throws is the signal. Belleville's done a good job of not turning the ball over despite several different defensive looks and schemes that Saline has been trying to throw them off balance.
Absolutely. And her first shot. She sinks it. That is a big shot for Saline, making it a 1-point game.
And Lindsay gets on the scoreboard with her first free throw of the game.
And she goes 1 for 2 on the free throws.
Kelsey Alexander corrals the rebound, but after some hand fighting, it looks like Belleville's going to retain possession. And Alexander is called for the push.
And Grantham subs in for Franklin for Belleville. Sloan passes it into Sherwood. Short pass to Smith. Drive directly to the net.
And Grantham gets fouled on the way up, and the signal, it's 2 free throws. Stemmer is called for the foul.
First shot for Smith. And she sinks it. Slowly pulling away, making it a one-possession game. And she goes 1 for 2 after it dances, but Belleville gets the rebound and puts it right back up for 2 points. Belleville now leads 20-16. Lindsay down the court.
Possibly a very big sequence. Anytime you go from thinking you have a 1-point sequence to a 3-point sequence, obviously a big difference.
Saline seems to get all the rebounds until they finally put it up.
Bauer is able to corral that rebound. She's been very good and very tenacious on both sides of the ball. And Belleville gets called for a travel. Sherwood gets called for a travel. And Welch will now check in, as well as Aaron Riley.
Now this could be big for Saline. If they can make use of this possession, they can definitely tie the game up.
They've been very resilient. Belleville got out to the lead, and Belleville kind of controlled the pace of the game into the middle of the second quarter, but Saline has not given in, and so far they're showing great perseverance.
Lindsay to Riley. And it's stolen away by Sherwood.
Riley gives it right back, and Sherwood now takes it up the court.
And
Runner in the lane, and she scores.
Scores 22-18, Belleville leads. 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Lindsay looking for options. To Sweetland, to Riley. Back to Sweetland. Puts it up outside, and she sinks the 3.
And it's now just a 1-point Belleville lead.
Grantham to Sherwood.
Sherwood now being pressed heavily by Lindsay and Riley.
With a long pass to Grantham, leaving plenty of room on the outside. With a full drive down the court, with a layup to sink.
About the last 2 minutes, we've seen a lot of offense, kind of contradictory to everything else we've seen this entire game.
And the ball has been stolen from Lindsay. Belleville will travel once again
And
down the court.
Grantham.
Sherwood knocked away by Saline.
Good
Stemmer's ball
defense by
sending it down to
Stemmer.
Lindsay.
Lindsay wide open.
She
Foul
draws the
on
foul.
Belleville.
She seemed to hesitate right there when she got the pass by the net. And it looks like we have a player down for Belleville. It seems to be Grantham. That just shows you how far of a game this is.
And it appears her lower left leg is what's in pain, but coaches are helping her up, and she appears to be okay. Maybe just be a bruise, but she is walking with a slight limp. Hopefully she is okay. Lindsay going to the free throw line now, trying to get Saline back in the game. We're about halfway through the third quarter with Belleville 21 and Saline 21.
Lindsay's first shot. She puts it up, and she sinks it.
And with that made free throw, it's now a 2-point game.
And she sinks the second one. I believe that makes her the first player to go 2 for 2 on the night in free throw attempts.
Got a nice roll on the last one.
Deep to the crowd, puts it up for the layup, and Belleville pulls away to 26-23.
Great pass by Belleville. Kraut was wide open. However, a foul is called, and it appears Mandolin Welch drew the foul. And Sherwood gets called for the push. And Sekarak and Alexander come back now for the Hornets.
As Lindsay steps out. And Sweetland.
And it appears from this game, at least, that Saline's got a rotation of about 8 or 9 girls who are getting a lot of playing time.
Riley passes it down below.
And Welch turns it over.
And Sherwood drives it right down for the layup. And Belleville pulls it away once again, 28-23.
And Coach Tree now calling a timeout to try and get the young Hornets recuperated.
Even then, the Saline seems to be losing it a little bit here. They're having trouble controlling the ball.
Well, unlike the second half, Belleville's offense has really started to click into gear. We've kind of seen a lot of offense the last probably 6 or 7 minutes, and Belleville's already about ready to eclipse the 30-minute mark. So this offense, they're half.
Absolutely. One thing I can see from up here is that Saline seems to be just slowing down a little bit. I can see maybe a little discouragement in their play.
Well, I think that's part of it, but I also think that they're trying to go fast. They're trying to get to the hoop really quick, trying to get those fouls, but they are struggling a little bit, especially with that 2-3 zone and with Belleville's length. They're sometimes forcing passes where passes don't necessarily need to be forced, and Belleville's making them pay.
Absolutely.
And that's what a good team like Belleville will do. You turn it over as many times as the Hornets have here tonight, and you're going to end up paying for it sooner or later.
All right, it'll be Saline's ball. Passed in.
Lindsay now is getting a brief breather.
Passed in by Welch.
Welch to inbound to Stemmer. Big possession here for the Hornets. Coming out of the timeout.
Stemmer drives it down. Looking down to slow down the play of the game.
Stemmer after Riley. Riley looks now.
Outside to Sekarek. Down low to Alexander. Pass intended for Sekarek goes into Belleville. Sherwood takes the ball, driving it down the outside. Down to Franklin from the outside. And off the rim. Belleville retains possession. Sherwood with the drive up the key. And the foul is drawn.
And it's called on Saline. Foul is on Stemmer. 2 free throws now for Franklin. Belleville's doing a good job of corralling those loose rebounds and either turning it into an open shot or free throws.
Sherwood sinks her first shot.
Gets a friendly roll on that one. 23-29 now, favor of Belleville. Bauer now will check in for Welch.
Sweetly checks in for Riley. Sherwood's second shot. And she goes 2 for 2. That is a big moment for Belleville right there. Stemmer drives down.
It's now a 7-point Belleville advantage. It appears the young Hornets are frazzled ever so slightly.
To Sweetland. Stemmer puts it up from outside, and she sinks it from downtown. Sherwood to Franklin.
Big shot.
Smith.
Great offensive
to Sherwood.
sequence.
Sherwood drives up.
I think she wanted to foul it. She didn't get one called, and Bauer now brings up the point.
Bauer to Stemmer. Pass off the foot.
It's another offensive turnover for Saline.
That'll be a rough start for there.
Saline has shown some really good resiliency, especially after consecutive Belleville baskets. However, the turnovers continue to plague the young Hornets.
Absolutely. Franklin with the ball. Steps out.
And Kelsey Alexander is called for the foul.
Sloan passes in to Franklin.
Sloan inbounds to Franklin now, and Franklin bringing up the point.
Looking for options.
Sekarek on Franklin.
Down to Sloan. Or my apologies. Yep. Franklin from outside, off the rim. Sweetland gets the rebound.
And a foul will be called on Belleville on the rebound. And Asia Lindsay now checks back in.
And Sekarek steps out.
And Raven Grantham, after her brief injury, comes back in. That's always good to see.
Sweetland inbounds it to Stemmer. Drives it down to Ashley. Sweetland. To Ashley.
Lindsay now. Lindsay appears to be looking for Kelsey Alexander. Alexander in the corner. Back out to Bauer. Bauer drives. Back out on the perimeter to Lindsay, and a Belleville foul is called.
It seems Belleville wants a foul drawn for Saline, but it will not go.
Good ball movement on that possession by Saline. Lindsay now to inbound the pass.
Nope. Stemmer will inbound the pass. To the outside. Sweetland puts it up.
Bauer, however, corrals the rebound.
To Stemmer. Does
In
not
and
go.
out, but another rebound by Bauer.
And another foul on Belleville.
She's done a very good job of corralling a lot of those loose rebounds for the Hornets, providing exactly that veteran leadership that they need.
And
Two free throws now.
That will be the key to this game. If she can keep that up and they can control the rebounds, they have a chance to bring it back and take the lead. Bauer's first shot. She sinks it.
Halfway and came back out and then went back in. Adriana Kraut checks in now for Robin Stone. Sloan, excuse me.
Bauer shot. And she goes 2 for 2.
And now it's back to a 2-point game in favor of Belleville. And Alexander holds on to the ball. Unbeknownst to her, it was Belleville's possession.
Franklin throws it, and Saline intercepts it.
Bauer forcing another Belleville turnover. Tell you what, folks, she has been very good on both sides of the court tonight.
Lindsay to Sweetland. To Stemmer. Looking for options. Back to Lindsay. To Sweetland.
Sweetland gives it inside to Bauer, and
Bauer.
Bauer is heavily pressed.
Sweetland from outside. And it dances out of the rim, but
man.
does not fall.
That ball is about halfway and great shot. Can't always get him to fall though.
Sherwood to Grantham. Grantham puts it up, but it is blocked by Sweetland. To Stemmer.
It's a 3-on-2 break now for the Hornets.
To Bauer. Puts it up.
Oh,
dances,
and
but
another
again, it
tough
does
miss,
not
but
fall.
she corrals her own miss, and it's blocked.
Bauer just cannot seem to connect on these few shots. Grantham to Sherwood.
Couple tough luck misses for the Hornets. Sometimes you do everything right, but you can't always get the ball to fall. And Belleville now has the possession and the lead with 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Grantham drives.
Draws the foul. He's going to get 2 free throws out of it.
It is still a 2-point game, with Belleville leading 30-28.
Another foul on Stemmer. If she can make both of them here, she stretches it back to a 2-possession game.
This is the first one.
And Welch checks back in for Stemmer. We're seeing a heavy platoon of Hornets players in terms of point guard and shooting guard, and especially at center.
Grantham's second shot.
Kelsey Alexander for Saline tonight's played quite a lot. She's
And
gone
she
off
sinks
the
it.
floor a lot.
Belleville leads 31-28.
And Bauer inbounds it back to Lindsay.
Lindsay looking for options. To Sweetland. To Welch. Looking for options. Back to Sweetland. Off of her foot. Franklin turns it over.
And she's going to get a foul trying to trip up Franklin there. Franklin was able to corral that. It was an open net for sure. No one was around her, so a good foul by Saline to prevent that open basket. 2 seconds left in the third quarter. Belleville's going to have to for a trick shot.
Franklin takes the shot. Sherwood shoots it and does not land.
At the end of the third here, Belleville 31 and Saline 28.
Well, that has been quite an eventful third quarter. What do you make of it?
Oh, it was quite an eventful quarter indeed. Both offenses kind of seemed to ignite just a little bit. A lot of points were scored. I believe it was 15-15 at the half, and we see Belleville scores more points in one quarter than they did the entire first half, and Saline scores almost matches their entire first half total in points. with 13 points here in the third quarter. But despite the turnovers and despite some of the bad luck misses, it's only a one-possession game, so it's still anybody's game, and these are the kind of games that you'll like to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. Honestly, the speed of this game is just, it's exciting. It's going to be a great ending game, and I cannot wait to see how it turns out.
Saline's got to be encouraged, especially after that opening night loss to Chelsea. They're doing a lot of things right, playing a good Belleville team who thoroughly dominated Ipsy on their opening night. So they're hanging around a very good opponent, and even if they're unable to come away with the win, Coach Ream obviously is going to have a lot of good takeaways from this game.
Absolutely. And now we head into the fourth period. Sorry, quarter. Sorry, Grantham will inbound it to Sherwood.
And Belleville starts off with the opening possession here in the fourth quarter. Lindsay to guard the inbound. Sherwood now brings it to point.
Being guarded by Alexander. Down to Sloan. Sloan drives. Takes a shot, but it does not sink. Off the side.
Ball being bounced around like a pinball out here, and Belleville's able to re-corral the rebound.
Grantham to Sherwood.
Sherwood drives now.
Sloan.
Sloan drives, and she gets an open layup, and she converts. 33-28 now in favor of Belleville. What response will the Young Hornets have here tonight?
Lindsay drives down, looking for
Belleville
an option.
appears to be employing the 2-3. Lindsay tries to drive.
Sweetland takes a shot from outside, and she sinks it. Once again, making it a one-possession game, Belleville's ball.
And Kelsey Alexander will be called for that foul. Welch and Riley check back in now for the Hornets.
Sherwood's going to take the shots. This is big. She was doing well in other free throws. We'll see how she can do now. Does not fall.
1-1, however. Big scrum possession arrow gives it to Saline. So what you like seeing, Stemmer mixing it up with two Belleville players in the paint. She's able to corral the rebound.
Sweetland inbounds it to Lindsay. Over to Riley.
Riley
Puts it up.
drives. Appeared to be hit,
Bauer
but
gets the
Bauer's
rebound.
underneath, and she cannot get it to fall.
Stemmer. Riley drives for the
Pump
shot.
fake. In and out
Just
for the
cannot fall
Hornets.
for Saline right now.
Couple of good shots. Was halfway down. That's about 3 or 4 shots tonight that have been halfway down for the Hornets. Just can't seem to find the bottom of the net.
Sherwood with the ball. Over to Grantham.
Grantham being guarded by Lindsay. Quite a bit of height advantage.
Inside to Smith.
Jump ball. Belleville keeps possession. And Janessa Franklin checks back in, replacing Sloan. And Franklin, who just came into the game, appears to be inbounding the pass.
To Kraut. To Sherwood. To Franklin. Back to Sherwood. Puts it up from outside. Does not connect. And Kraut will step out of bounds, making it Saline's ball.
Good box out there by Kraut, but she was not able to keep her footing around here. She barely stepped out of bounds. However, the Hornets will take it.
It's Lindsay with the ball. Down to Riley. Sent inside to Stemmer.
Risky pass by Riley there, but she was lucky that Saline was able to corral it.
Bauer with the ball. Stolen away. And now Sherwood takes it down the court for Belleville.
Physical play by Smith as she just stripped that ball away from Bauer. However, the ball goes right through Franklin's hands, and Belleville gives the ball right back. And Sloan checks right back into the game after a brief breather. What a back and forth game, 33-31 in favor of Belleville.
Lindsay with the ball. Guarded by Sherwood. To Riley. To Sweetland. Looking for options. Down to
Sweetland
Lindsay.
back to Lindsay. Gives it to Riley.
To
Bauer
Bauer.
in the paint. I believe a foul was called on Belleville. Smith for Belleville is called on a foul, and Bauer is going to go to the line. She can make both of these. It's a tie game. This is very big, especially we are just about 5 minutes away from the conclusion of the game here, so points are at a premium.
Bowers for a shot. And she sinks it.
And she converts on the 1-1. For those who may not know, the 1-1 is different from the 2 free throw scenario. Is with the 1-1, if the player misses the first free throw, the opposing team has the chance to rebound it, whereas with the 2 free throw scenario, if the player may miss the first free throw, the opposing team is not able to rebound it.
Her second shot. And it does not fall.
However, there is a rebound, and another foul is called on Belleville. Good play by Stemmer to corral the rebound. Now she will go to the line.
You can rise and you can fall by your fouls. Let's see if Saline can make use of these fouls.
She's able to make 1. She ties the game. If she's able to make 2, Saline takes the lead.
Stemmer with the ball. And she sinks it, tying the game at 33-33.
Saline finally gets a lucky roll, I tell you.
Her second shot.
And Saline on top, 34-33.
Free throws are big in this game. And Bauer gets the interception from Belleville.
Lindsay now trying to drive. No one to pass it to.
Stemmer drives inside.
Foul's going to be called on Belleville. Gianna Price is called for the push in the back. And Saline will go right back to the free throw line.
Stemmer once again. First shot. And she sinks it.
3 big free throws here by Stemmer. Grantham is checking back in for the Tigers. Timeout called. Saline now with a 2-point lead, a chance to make it 3 if Stemmer is able to convert at the line.
So not 3 minutes ago, Saline was down by about 7, and now they're up by 2. What do you make of that?
I think they're just extremely resilient. I think, obviously, especially in a game such as basketball, leads are not nearly as important as they are in football, baseball, and what I mean by that is the change in pace of basketball because it's such a fast-moving game. Scores are able to change like that on a win. So obviously, you can never count out any team coached by Saline because out of a lot of things, they'll always be resilient.
Absolutely, it's an outstanding game. Both teams are playing incredibly hard. It's making for a very exciting ending.
They've done a very good job of just staying within striking distance. They've never gotten so far behind where they've had to push anything. They've been able to stay close enough where they've been able to stay. It's worked so far for them.
Her second shot. And she sinks it, going for 2 for 2.
4 for 4. 4 big points at the charity stripe. And we'll wait to see. Travel is called out Belleville. What a turn of events.
These fouls are really not looking great for Belleville.
Grantham tried to dribble it up, but Riley played great defense in order to shield Grantham away from passing the ball. Lindsay now to inbound.
Pass to Stemmer. Bauer picks it up, puts it right up, dances around. She gets the rebound as well, but Belleville seems to pull it away. Picked off by Sweetland, who puts it up.
And she scores! 38-33 Hornets. What a turn of events.
Sherwood with the ball to Franklin.
And for the first time all night, it appears that Belleville's in a little bit of trouble. How will they respond?
The Grantham drives it in, puts it up, making 38-35 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining.
What a game.
Lindsay drives.
For a 15-15 game, it's turned into a rather high-scoring game, 38-35 now in favor of Saline.
Sweetland looking for options. To Bauer.
Bauer out on the perimeter. Bauer drives, open shot, and she cannot get it. However, she's got its rebound. Will not fall. Seems every miss that Bauer has, though, she's able to re-corral it. It's been very hard to take the ball away from. And I believe that Belleville's in the bonus now, so from here on out, that means free throws for both teams.
This will be one quite amazing game.
Grantham now to shoot 1-1. Saline's got to get ready to rebound.
She sinks it.
38-36 now, and now Belleville has scored the last 3 points. Been a back and forth seesaw affair. A game that's very likely to come down to the wire.
Grantham second shot.
It's up and it's good.
It is a 1-point game to 37. It's been very back and forth. Lindsay with the ball.
You get the feeling that Saline needs to score here in order to put a stop to this Belleville run.
Absolutely. Lindsay with the shot. Does not sink.
Cannot get it to fall.
Bauer putting pressure on Grantham. To Sherwood.
Short now brings it up to the point.
Sloan. Sorry, Smith. Rebound by Sloan. Tipped out by Belleville. It would be Saline's ball.
Ball was batted around there, and especially in a bonus sort of situation, it's very easy to collect a foul. Saline did a good job of defending there and not collecting any fouls.
And we are now halfway through the fourth quarter. Stemmer
now
ball.
brings up the point.
Sweetland.
Sweetland for three. It will not fall. Riley, however, gets the rebound. She's fighting for it. Possession arrows. It's it Belleville's ball? No, it's going to stay with Saline, I believe.
Yep. Lindsay's going to inbound it. To Riley.
Cannot get the roll. However, Bauer gets the rebound, and she scores. Brooke Bauer having a sensational night.
Her rebounds are really making this game right now. And another interception by Saline. Sweetland drives it down to Riley. Puts it up.
She was fouled, and I believe that's going to be a shooting foul.
Once again, Belleville's fouls are making big trouble for them late in the fourth quarter.
Saline's done a very good job of contesting Belleville's passing lanes and not giving them anything easy in terms of possessions. Most of the shots that have been made here tonight, folks, are very heavily contested.
Riley's first shot.
Cannot get it to fall. If she can make it here, it makes it a two-possession lead for Saline, with 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go.
And she connects on her second shot.
Sherwood now to inbound to Grantham. Back to Sherwood. Over to Franklin. And I believe it's a reach and foul on Saline.
Franklin will take the shot.
And Stemmer with another foul. Referees are appearing to check who the foul is on.
Alexander steps in for Stemmer.
Stemmer goes to the bench, but she did a good job converting on 4 straight free throws to give Saline the lead in a lead that they have not yet relinquished.
And Franklin sinks her shot.
Tell you what, both Belleville and Saline have actually been pretty good from the charity stripe tonight. Not a lot of missed free throws either way.
Absolutely. And she lands her second shot, making it a one-possession game. Saline leads 41-39.
And that's what Franklin's a senior for Belleville, and making those 2 free throws is exactly the leadership and exactly the kind of thing that Belleville needed right there.
Lindsay with the ball to Sweetland.
Travel.
The shot from beyond the arc, off the rim. Belleville gets the rebound. That's Smith to Sherwood.
And a little bit of a wild shot there
to
by
Grantham.
Sweetland. She had a lot of time.
To Smith. To Franklin from a shot beyond the arc.
She can
off the rim.
She would have made that 3, would have given Belleville the lead. And with 2 minutes and 47 seconds, it's just a 2-point Saline lead. Bauer to inbound to Lindsay. And Saline's 2 senior leaders are on the floor.
Looking for options.
And Lindsay and Bauer both played good games. They're both captains.
Shot beyond the arc from Sweetland. She sinks the 3. Now 44-39. Kraut to Franklin.
Belleville's got to hurry now. And it's a travel on Belleville. What a turn of events. Sweetland's had a couple very big shots tonight. Now Belleville will call a timeout. It's now a 5 6-point Saline lead with just 2:25 here to go.
And the energy in this building is very, very high right now. It can drive Saline all the way home if they use it correctly.
Oh, Saline's got a very good sporting community, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, water polo. You always get a lot of fans that come out. You always get a lot of, whether it be students or alumni. And it's very good to just see these people continually come back and continually cheer on the Hornets.
Absolutely. The turnovers in this game seem to kind of be high for both sides now. Saline had the trouble in the first half, but now Belleville's having a lot of issues with fouls and just regular turnovers.
Well, I tell you another thing that's been really interesting is the free throw dynamic. You've had players that have been able to go up on both sides, and within the last probably 3 or 4 minutes, Saline's been able to get to the free throw line quite a few times, and they've been able to convert, which has been a very big onus in terms of offense for them. It's really helped them.
Absolutely. And the fouls right now stand 9 for Saline and 10 for Belleville.
Saline has 3 timeouts left, and Belleville only has 1. So from here on out, Belleville's going to have to be very selective in terms of when they choose their timeouts. Riley to inbound. Excuse me, no.
Sweetland.
Sweetland's going to inbound, I'm sorry. Riley checks into the game.
To Lindsay. Being guarded by Grantham. Looks like it's going to.
And a foul was called, I believe.
And the Belleville crowd is not happy about that foul.
The referee gestured over to the Saline bench and pointed at the Saline bench. However, at this point, it's unclear as to who the foul went to. Lindsay tried to dribble and lost her footing there, so it's good she didn't tear anything. Obviously, when you dribble like that, your legs bend in a weird sort of way. You always have the chance for injury. I believe Saline will retain possession. Sweetland inbound. Summer being guarded by Sloan.
To Lindsay.
Sloan now being guarded heavily by Sherwood. Alexander. Near turnover. Good.
Stemmer's got the ball, drives hard. Off the backboard. Alexander wrestles for the ball.
Fights for it. Possession arrow.
It'll go towards.
I believe it will stay. It's going to Belleville.
It's going to Belleville.
Sloan inbound with 1:56. Belleville's got to get some points here in a hurry if they want to have a chance to win this game. Graham to inbound to Sherwood.
Off to Franklin.
Franklin to Sloan. Travel call.
Another big turnover right there. To Stemmer.
Probably within the next 30 or 45 seconds, you're going to see Saline really trying to slow down the possession, especially being in the bonus, forcing Belleville to foul them so they can get to the free throw line.
Drives up and sinks the ball.
And
one.
one. Sweetland's having a huge game. That's 2 big free throws she's made, and she just made the 2-point basket and the and one. 7-point lead now for Saline.
It seems the pendulum has swung in Saline's favor. Let's see if Belleville can bring it back center.
Absolutely. 7-point game, though, with 1:36 left. Saline may very well be on their way to the first win of the year. An impressive win it would be.
Sweetland shot. She sinks it.
47-39 now in favor of Belleville. Grantham to inbound.
Sherwood. To Smith.
To Franklin. Franklin shot.
From outside, and she sinks the three-pointer.
And now it's back to a 5-point game.
With 1 minute and 23 seconds remaining, Stemmer drives to the basket. Bauer gets the rebounds.
It's a foul.
Looks like it seems to be on Grantham from Belleville.
And Bauer to shoot 2 now. These are big free throws.
My apologies, be on Smith from Belleville.
I think Smith's going to check out and Sloan's going to come in. Yep.
Bauer's first shot. And she sinks it.
Brooke Bowers had a very good game under the net, whether it be collecting rebounds, making hard passes, making tough catches in the crowd, or singing in front of the free throw line. She's done exactly what a captain is supposed to do.
She goes 2 for 2, making the score 49-42.
With a little over a minute here. Sherwood trying to hurry up the possession. Belleville does not have a lot of time.
Grantham with the ball. Back to Sherwood.
On a minute 5 here. Foul away.
Beyond Alexander.
Alexander called for the foul there. Shooting foul apparently, or excuse me, they were in the bonus, so now Sherwood's going to shoot 2 free throws. Gotta hope she makes 2 here if you're a Belleville fan.
And she falls short on the first shot.
Unable to connect on the first one, and that is a big free throw indeed. She's unable to convert here with a 7-point lead. Saline may very well try to hold and bleed the clock. The clock becomes a big factor.
And second. Now with 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining, it will be Saline's possession.
43 Bowers having a hard time inbounding it.
Alexander
trying to inbound it. She's able to chase it down. The foul. Boy, crazy turn of events there. Bowers looking to inbound the ball, and no one for Saline was really getting any spacing, and Alexander initially was unaware. She turned around just a little bit too late, and it was a kind of a mad scrum for the ball.
Alexander's first shot. And it dances around the rim, but does not fall.
In and out here. See if she can convert on the second to push Saline to 50 points.
And it does not fall. Kicked out of bound by Stemmer. It will be Belleville's ball.
And Stemmer was almost able to corral the rebound there. Not quite though, and Grantham is going to inbound. And Sherwood and Franklin are back for Belleville. And Welch is going to check in. Kelsey Alexander takes a seat on the bench. And with a minute and 2 here, and we are under a minute now here at Hornet Stadium.
Sherwood with the ball to Grantham. Back to Sherwood.
And Sherwood is open
From
for
outside
3.
the arc.
Cannot convert.
Stemmer with the rebound.
Now
45
Belleville,
seconds.
and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Franklin. With 4 seconds left and a 6-point Saline advantage. See if she can make her 2 free throws.
Stemmer connects on the first.
That pushes the score to 50-43 Saline. Every point at this junction of the game is extremely important.
And she goes 2 for 2 on the foul.
And it's now a 51-43 Saline.
Franklin
Belleville now up.
to Sloan.
Sloan
Franklin.
almost trapped.
Sherwood. Sherwood does not connect, but gets
However,
the
she
rebound.
does rebound.
Tipped out of bound by Saline. Belleville's ball with 31.9 seconds remaining.
It's an 8-point game now with only 30 seconds left. Belleville's got to hope for some crazy turn of sequence to get back into the game here.
Franklin to Sherwood. Back to Franklin. With the shot beyond the arc.
Welch now corrals the rebound. And Belleville's not fouling her. Letting time run off the clock, and it appears Saline is on their way to a first win of the year.
Stemmer with the ball.
10 seconds left here. And the crowd at Hornet Stadium goes wild. It appears Saline with 2 seconds left. And the buzzer sounds, and Saline is back to 500 on the year with an impressive win over Belleville.
What an absolutely exciting game from the first quarter. It seemed like it was going to be a very, very tough fight, and it absolutely was that until the very end of the game.
An extremely resilient Saline squad. I don't know what, you can't say enough good things about them tonight. They got down behind 7 in the third quarter, and that turning point was that good rally that they made. And Stemmer, I think the big point was Stemmer's 4 free throws in a row. They were able to convert. Bauer had a very good game. Lindsay had some good free throws. All in all, a good game for Saline.
Well, with that being said, I think it's time for us to wrap up. We will be back next Friday for the boys varsity game against Plymouth. And as always, I'm Patrick Canavan.
And I'm Nathan Stearns.
Thank you for watching us with us today. And take care.